What's going on? What's going on? Happy weekend, happy weekend, happy Black Friday weekend, whatever you want to call it. But man, I am glad to be back on the air. Y'all just don't know how it feels to be gone for more than 2 days, y'all. But anyway, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. I'm your boy, Doc Holiday. As always, this is HBCU Overdrive, where HBCUs matter. Today, y'all already know what today is. Today is the Postgame show, live Postgame show. So now I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna cover it for everything that happened over this weekend. First of all, shout out to my Cowboys for winning the Turkey Day game on Thursday against those Giants, the Little Giants. That's what I like to call them. Yes, the Little Giants. But great win for us. Take a little week off, play again December the 4th. Yes, December the 4th. But also, man, shout out to James Houston for the Detroit Lions and formerly of Jackson State. Shout out to James Houston for basically getting called up. I got your votes out there. Hey, I'm gonna let you know. Make sure you tell people to come and tune in. But shout out to James Houston for getting that call up from the practice squad for the Detroit Lions and getting on the active roster. And not only did he get on the active roster on Thursday, he showed his naked ass on Thursday. And what I mean by that, my boy went out there as soon as he got into the lineup. He got out there and got 2 quick sacks on Buffalo's Josh Allen. Yes, y'all hear it right, Josh Allen. If you didn't watch that game, watch those 2 sacks, man. Y'all just don't know what y'all was missing, man. But congratulations to James Houston for his accomplishments this weekend. Hopefully he'll be able to start. Detroit would see something that they've never seen before. My whole thing is him and Aiden Hutchinson on the other side for Detroit. That front four it could be nasty. And I feel like he should have started early in the season, but we already know, you want to make sure that he gets him polished, get used to playing and playing with your hand in the dirt. But I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just feel like he should have been playing early in the year. That's all I would say. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna stick by that. But that's all I'm gonna say. But man, look. So y'all already know it's we gonna get into this, man. Thursday, we gonna get into it. It's Turkey Day Classic, y'all. Turkey Day Classic. And it's not your usual Bama State versus Tuskegee. That's because that's who they play in the Classic. That's who they play for Thanksgiving most of the time. You got Bama State taking on UAPB. All right. My whole thing about this, man, yeah, I feel you on that. He did try to underplay his skills though, but he ain't got no choice now. But I'm gonna tell you this: Alabama State Alabama State, you had one job. We're gonna go back to this. You had one job. Alabama State, your job for this weekend was to make sure that you get, that you win at least 7 games in the season. It will make it looks good on Coach Eddie Robinson's, on his record that you actually won 7 games. Nobody ever thought that he would win 7 games this year. So nobody ever thought he would win 6 games. Nobody never thought he would be over 500. I'm just saying. But Bama State, you had one job to do. Your job was to go out there and pretty much destroy Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff came in not, they had everything to gain from this game because of the simple fact that, hey, you about to get a new coach next season. That's it. That's all it is. You got a couple of seniors that's leaving now. Skylar Perry, he's gone. And, like I said, you got a couple of seniors. Mark Evans, of course, he's going to be a high draft pick for the NFL draft. But you got a future to build off of with Kayvon Britton. And I'm going to tell you like this. Sophomore, 5'7", 5'8", 190. Look like he about 5'6" on a good day. But my guy goes out there, carries about 28 times for 160 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was Pine Bluff's whole total offense, basically. Average 5.7 yards per carry. Like I said, 3 touchdowns. He had a good day. He had a good day on quote unquote Turkey Day. But Skylar Perry basically pedestrian numbers 14 to 29, 113, and 1 interception. I think he did get knocked out of this game late in the fourth quarter. So, Bama State had the lead. They had the lead within the third quarter. So they was up by 1, and then basically turn the ball over, and you turn the ball over, and basically you let Pine Bluff score the deciding factor, the deciding touchdown, basically in the game up, in this fashion, 19-14. So now, what do these two teams have to do in order for them to get back into the winning column? I'm gonna talk about that later on, probably after the Celebration Bowl, to try to figure out what the team needs, who's leaving, who's returning. So it'll basically be a team review, and I will do that for all 12 teams. Let y'all know, for all 12 teams. So just kind of bear with me. So after the Celebration Bowl, we'll get into that type of thing going on right there with team reviews. And look, we already said I was kind of questioning basically who Jackson State was going to face in the SWAC championship game. So my whole thing is who's going to face Jackson State in the championship game. That is the main thing about what's going on this game this weekend. Who was going to face Jackson State in the championship game? Now, Southern, Bayou Classic, man. We got Grambling, we got Southern. Southern wins this game. If Southern wins this game, they go to Jackson. They punch their ticket to Jackson to play Jackson State in the SWAC championship game. Southern loses this game. Their season is over. Prairie View will be the representative of the West to go face Jackson State in the championship game. Now, what do I have to say about this, y'all? Early in the game, you got Grambling leading in the first quarter, 7-0. Basically, like from a 4-yard pass, Linda Rash receives a 4-yard pass from Julian Calvez, and I'm gonna say this about Calvez. Calvez didn't too much. In certain parts of the game, he didn't look like a freshman. He looked more like he was a polished veteran. But if you go in later in the game, then you start seeing the rookie mistakes that he was making. Southern scores twice. Carl Lagon scores on a 2-yard run with 7:08 in the second quarter. Garrett Urban kicks a field goal for 44 yards. That made the score 10-7. And then with 25 seconds left in the first half, Kendrick Rines scores on a 5-yard run, in which basically that was that came off of a turnover. It came off of a turnover. So basically they Southern basically controlled they controlled early in the game the turnover battle. Third quarter comes around and Grambling is in the lead. They are up 17-14. So Calvez with the 1-yard run with 10:23 in the third quarter. So like I said, that turned the game at 17-14. And then the fourth quarter, Southern basically turns it on. Bashawn McCray with the 22-yard run. So that turned the game into a 21-17. Certain things I'm going to talk about this game right here. The fumble return by Jordan Carter, 48 yards to the house, to make the score 28-17. And then with 2 minutes and 58 seconds left in the game, Calvez throws the interception to Kristen Davis. He returns at 42 yards for the interception. They missed the PAT. So basically, this game ends 34-17, y'all. This game ended in 34-17. Now, I watched part of the game and I listened to most of it, y'all. What I'm going to say about Grambling, and people in the chat, do not be upset with me. What up, Sean? I'm going to invite you into the chat, man. We're going to invite you into the trap. Give me your spiel. What's going on, Israel? What's up? Happy Turkey Day. Happy Turkey Day weekend. What up, Edwin? How you doing? Man, look, everybody, we all had a good weekend, and I'm glad to be back on the mic. I'm glad to be back on the mic. What's going on, bro?
Man, chilling, man. I'm making some turkey salad, like chicken salad or tuna salad. After you fry the turkey, well, I'm making some turkey salad right now, man. I don't eat it, but maybe my kids will eat it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do when you on day 2 of fried turkey. You chop it up, you give your dog some, and you make the turkey salad. Mine be fine.
Oh yeah.
But no, man. Let's. Where you want to start? Where you want to start, bro?
So I watched part of the game, first half, and I listened to the second half because look, I was at work, bro.
Did you watch the first quarter? I watched the first quarter.
Now,
Let's talk about
Maurice Washington. If he is not so injury prone, he can be that dog that you have right there. I'm just, bro. You got? Am I lying or not? If he's not injury prone, he's not injury prone, bro, he could be the dog. He could be a dog, man. Like dog. Like I'm talking about the one run I seen, he ripped it for like almost 30 yards, like off the
when he got hurt on.
Man,
he took off.
He took off. Like, bro, I ain't never seen. I seen. Okay, so other than them playing Jackson, where he took off for the 75-yard run, like he got speed that you can't teach, man. He got speed. He got speed that you can't teach. I promise you. It's just the fact that he's one. First of all, I mean, he's 6'1", 190. He's not a big. I mean, he's not a big guy. You know what I'm saying? And he likes to hit the hole hard, and he runs upright. He runs like Eric Dickerson. Oh, come on now, Jeremiah. You stupid, bro. Come on, man. Come on now. If you from Dallas, the Shag give you your powers, man. Come on now. If you from Dallas. But when he went out the game, Floyd Chalk, he stepped up. I love the way that kid runs. He's not afraid to go in there with the big dudes, even for his stature being at like 5'7". And this the kid that he's from California, Bishop Alemany High School in California. So I like how he took over. He had 120 yards, y'all, just on 8 carries with a 15-yard average. So he could have kept them in the game. Calvez could have kept them in the game. I don't know. What you think, Sean? Come on, man. Give me your spiel, bro.
All right, let me start with the first quarter. So the game started off the way that I intended it to. You got two nervous teams, but you got Grambling just a little bit more aggressive offensively. They looked a little bit more ready for the moment. They were well prepared earlier on. Mm-hmm. They looked like they had a scheme. And, you know, if that first drive, Southern stopped them. But then it was like the next couple of drives, they drive and then they miss a field goal. And then they turn it over. But both of those times, they drive. Southern is still looking sputtery. They ain't did nothing. And then Grambling scores the first touchdown. So in the first six series for Grambling, they had 3 or 4 red zone attempts, and to only have 7 points at that point was devastating because they were controlling the game. And had they been able to score, even if it was field goals, had they made the first field goal and then after they scored a touchdown and been up 10-0, that's pressure on Southern because Southern can't do nothing. They were only sending 4 people. And then when they got up in their NASCAR, bro, they were rushing them alleys and they were creating a pocket. They were creating smacking my dog, but he tripping. They were creating a pocket to sack Bashan on, and it wasn't nothing he could do. It wasn't nothing he could do. He can't see downfield because the pocket is collapsing. Southern's O-line was horrible. No run game. When he got out, he had to get out. He had nowhere else to go but out. So it was pretty much Grambling controlling the game. Then all of a sudden, Southern gets a big drive. But they get a big drive off a Grambling mistake.
Yep.
And then you transition into the second quarter and you like, all right, Southern got control now because they score again.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see the fight in Grambling to come back and try to answer that in the second quarter, leading up into that halftime and coming out into the third. You saw that. But then the whole game changed down the pipe when you start getting fumbles, throwing interceptions, letting them pick six shit, no effort, run. Even after the fumble by from Calvez for the touchdown, dude, they stopped Southern after that, and then run into the damn kicker when you had a 3-point lead. You had a 3-point lead. That running into the kicker led to a scoring drive by Southern. They were getting ready to punch you the ball, and you was finna get the ball, and you had a little bit of momentum, and you could have went on about your business. Instead, the points go the other way, and the wheels fall off at that point. You don't do nothing again the rest of the game.
So Israel asked me, he asked us why did Hugh Jackson change the offensive scheme in the second half? So what was the reason why you think he changed the scheme in the second half? Because if you think about it, you're up. I mean, you're down only by 4 at halftime. So why would you change up your scheme? Because of the simple fact, are you changing your scheme up that Maurice is not in the game, or what is it? Because and the simple fact about it is, Grambling control every aspect of this game. And I'm looking at just the team stats. They had 19 first downs, y'all. They
35-minute clock.
They had the clock, the ball possession for almost 35 minutes. They passed the ball better than Southern. They had 152 yards passing to Southern 75.
The 70-something.
Yeah. Then they ran the ball. I know they ran the ball out of their damn mind because they had over 200 yards rushing to Southern's 159. The thing about it is the fact that, like you said, the turnovers and the stupid penalties that they had. Because I seen them when they ran into the kicker twice.
They kept running into the damn kicker.
And it stalled them out. And then the other one was the one, like you said, that led to a score. They led to the score to I think to finish off the half. So the thing is, Grambling is still a young team.
Yeah, ain't no excuse at this point though, because at this point in the year, you're at the 11th game, you're at your last game. You're a freshman, even though they still prone to make a mistake. There's a level of maturity and a leap forward that you actually take. You had 2 weeks to prepare for this particular game. Your game plan was solid. You lose your star because he's fragile as hell. You know what I mean? But the backup, you don't have a drop off. I don't know if Hugh trusted running chalk that much, not knowing that he didn't have another changeup to go to that was spell chalk. But you got Calvez.
But they had Chance Williams.
Yeah, but here's my thing. I really think that you just should have ran read option the whole entire game. I just think you just would have ran, fake the dive, the chalk, put the pressure on the defensive ends. Listen to me. Southern's defensive line, the one that everybody bragged about, was not dominating in this game. One person was having a good game. Number 56, he was having a good game because he was going up against a nobody guard. He was whooping the guard. What's your boy, Dumas? I ain't hear his name not one time, bro.
No.
I seen him, but he didn't make no plays. He had a late. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Wait.
Southern had 3 to 4 hits on the quarterback on that sideline that should have gone to 15-yard penalties.
Okay.
Now, you might not have seen this, and this might have been when you was listening to the game. But Calvez was escaped the pocket, ran and hit that sideline and started to slow up. The linebacker, first it was the linebacker with the dreads, 52 or something like that. He thudded him on the sideline. Calvez falls on Southern sideline. The refs don't call it. Trey Lang did the same damn thing. He falls down again. They don't call it. And then he got hit on his sideline right next to Hugh, and they still didn't call it. I was like, bruh, I don't give a damn if he's a runner. He's running to the sideline. He's not turning up the field. He's even slowing down. You can't thud the quarterback near the white line. You can't. Because when you thud him, y'all on the white line when you make contact. That's a penalty.
Yeah, that should be.
Bro, I was so frustrated, but I was more frustrated with like what Israel was saying. Why get away from running the ball down their throat? They couldn't stop you. You had all the momentum. You control the clock. You had a hell of a run game. I think Calvez relied on Rush, the receiver, a little bit too much because he wasn't that flamboyant to me. Why not work a tight end? Where's one of them recruited tight ends that you brought in? Why is he not an outlet or friend? The linebackers were leaving. Listen to me. Watch the game.
Yeah.
The linebackers were leaving the middle of the field. It was so bad. It was so bad that Southern started bringing down the safety to replace the linebackers and then try to get back in his coverage. And Grambling caught him doing it one time and beat him on a little seam route like that. And he was beat. This is when Graham go back down there. Then they turn the ball over, do something stupid, and then get no points. I'm like, oh, they finna score right here. They finna go back up. Hell, every time I thought they were gonna go back up, bro, they just shoot themselves in the foot, man.
So basically, in the end, if it wasn't for all the stupid mistakes that they made, this game should have been Grambling's to win. And we would not even
Grambling lost the game. Grambling they lost the game.
But it was their game to win, though.
The game, definitely. Just look at go look at if take the score away. Take the score away. Look at the stats again. What does the stats tell you without you knowing the score?
They won.
Take the turnovers, take the score. Look, take the score and the turnovers away. Who you think won the game?
I thought you really think about it, it would be Grambling that would have won the game because they had control of the clock. They did everything they were supposed to do.
They dominated a team that's supposed to have all this talent. They dominated them. They dominated. Nah, these are no. Listen, Edwin. These are not no ifs. They're not ifs. Southern won the game, and it was late when Southern got control of the game. It was turnovers at the end of the game that led to Southern having control. Prior to those turnovers, Grambling was in y'all shit, and you didn't have nothing to go by. You did not look like the better team today. You did look like the least prepared team today, and the stats show and prove it. The most important column that you won today was the turnover mark, because Calvez throwing an interception and having 3 fumbles. Though, man, that was big for Southern. That was so huge for Southern, because those turnovers were the key to Southern putting the game away. It wasn't the key to y'all blowing them out. It was the key to putting the game away. Without them turnovers, you don't create separation, and it's not a double-digit game at all. It's still a 3-score game before the dumb fumble for a touchdown. Y'all was only up 3 points, and Grambling was driving. So you can't if Grambling had total control of this entire game, bro. It was so disciplined. And even, Perry, listening to Perry and listening to them talk about the fans that were at the game, it was clear the fans at the game were nervous, because it was that ugly game that Southern didn't want, that would be like, man, we could really miss this championship.
Yep.
So don't sit here and act like, you know what I'm saying, like y'all just was whooping some ass. Y'all really wasn't doing that, bro. And I'm telling you, if you anybody that rewatched that game, watch the hits on Calvez on the sideline. I'm telling you,
I'm gonna go back and rewatch the game. I'm gonna rewatch some highlights and everything too.
Now let me throw this out there. We all know SWAC refs. All right, okay, cool. All right. So I was watching college football last week, and the quarterback threw the ball the exact same way that Alcorn threw the ball to they running back out of the, like on the swing pass. It was behind, the quarterback threw it behind him into the running back, and it was a fumble. Well, this, the guy picked it up, scored a touchdown. They reviewed the play. The play stood as called. It was a touchdown. The first thing that I thought about was all the missed opportunities that SWAC refs have had to reestablish themselves continues to happen. This game was indicative of that as well. Because I'm telling you, they would tag and dude late, bro. They were hitting him. You cannot hit a quarterback near that white line, bro. You got to let up.
I think Mr. Ford trying to come in. Mr. Ford, you got to connect your mic. Sit on your phone. Just connect your mic. You don't have to use the camera. You can just connect your mic on it. So I'm gonna go back to this game. This is the first one I pulled up right here, the Turkey Day Classic. I'm just trying to see if anybody watched this game. I kind of glanced through it a little bit, but I just know that Benedict State just had one job to do. All they had to do was just win the damn game. Even though yes, they finished the season over 500. It's just a simple fact that you lost to Pine Bluff. You lost to Pine Bluff. Hey, just somebody
tell that game. Oh my gosh, boy, that game, boy, I was going crazy at that game. I was like, they just hyped up Alabama State. The fans was hyping up Alabama State, like, oh, they're the third base team in the East. And then I'm like, but Pine Bluff is up on y'all. Y'all ain't even scored yet. Then they're like, all right, wait, we're gonna come back. And I'm like, okay. Then they make the comeback. Then Pine Bluff find themselves because they didn't make no damn adjustments to what Alabama State was doing. I was like, they just running the ball left and right, then down the middle with the quarterback. Y'all don't know how to stop that. Then next thing you know, they get a couple of plays, make a couple of stops, then they get up, then they go back and forth a little bit. Then Pine Bluff establishes themselves. And I was like, wow. They really, 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 really did that to themselves.
I'm gonna tell you like this: they got something to look for when with Kayvon Britton, man. Like he's one hell of a ass running back right there for them. So if I'm Pine Bluff, bro, I'm switching that offense up for next season. He gotta be that feature. You know what I'm saying? He gotta be that feature back. I can't let that man go. But I know the first thing they got to do is they got to find a coach. So they find a coach, and the thing is, who wants to take that job in Pine Bluff? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to take that job? I don't think anybody else want to take that job right there. It's hard. I know to coach in the SWAC is hard, but to coach Pine Bluff and someone like Valley, it is very hard because you have limited to no resources coming to you whatsoever. So you gotta make you just gotta make stuff look good. Take something so ugly and you gotta make it look good for yourself, because it's the fact that nobody, you're not going to get that type of money from your donors and stuff like that to even be able to bring in recruits like that. I don't know. It feels me. I go ask some of the coaches, some of those old coaches that actually coached at Pine Bluff when they were actually good. to see who wants this job. I mean, and what do you have to do to, you know what I'm saying, in order for this, this job to be the best job that you have. Now, the good thing about Pine Bluff, they don't end the season on a 9-game losing streak like they did last season. They end with a win. But they have a lot of turnover coming up. They got a lot of people that that's going to be leaving for this season. And like they basically got a lot of turnover. They had to bring in more people. My whole thing is hit the JUCO ranks and get their high schoolers, because you might get a couple of kids coming out of the transfer portal, but you want to go with the JUCO and you want to go with the high school ranks, so way you could develop them and develop them the way that you need them to be developed. But Alabama State, I'm gonna say it just like this. Alabama State, yes, you like I said, yes, you end the season 6-5. You could have ended it 7-4. You could have ended it 8-3, because you could have beaten FAMU if you wouldn't have got the field goal blocked, it with more scoring. I'm gonna say it just like this for Bama State. What Bama State needs to do is get rid of the offensive coordinator, because if you got an offensive coordinator like that, and he's only giving you to average almost 19 points a game, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like 19 points a game. I know a defense. I know a high school offense that gets 19 points a game in the first quarter. So defense is going to be stout. You got pieces to work around with, especially with Demetrius Davis. Problem about him, he's injury prone. He's too short, and sometimes he doesn't know what he's doing out there. You got Miles Crowley. I don't know if he'll hit the transfer portal, because I feel like his confidence is shot because of the fact that when Davis is playing terrible, he gets thrown in there. Hey, Mr. Ford, if you can, just turn your mic on. Turn your mic on. Turn your mic on, Mr. Ford. Connect your mic just connect your mic. You don't have to put on your camera. But hey, Sean, you got a person like Ja'Cory Merritt, and you got Jeremiah Hickson as a receiver. Isn't it something you want an actual offensive coordinator that can actually call plays to get them the ball? Because those are pretty much most of your playmakers right there. And Sean, I don't know where he at. But anyway, look, I'm gonna go right here, man. We gonna jump into it. Look, second time around, y'all, and my whole thing about this is, I've always said it is hard to beat a team 2 times in a row in the same season. It is hard to beat a team 2 times in a row, 2 times in the same season. I mean, you play in the NFL, yeah, you play against your division rivals twice, but it is hard. It is hard to play a team the second time around. Now, I'm trying to figure out what in the world is Southern gonna do different in this game. Hey, Sean, you there?
What up, man?
Okay. I was just trying to say, I'm trying to get Mr. Ford in here. He been trying to come in, but I'm trying to tell him to turn his mic on. He don't have to turn his camera on.
Yeah, he gonna have to connect his mic.
So trying to get him in. He might come
Yeah,
in.
I don't even want to talk about UAPB, bro, and ASU.
Nah, we
That's all I
for
got is that
Pine
little bit of synopsis.
We all for Pine Blood. They just, I mean, they just got to do what they can do, and then Bama State is basically get rid of your offense coordinator. He sucks. But I was saying this the second time around. It's hard to beat a team two times in the same year. What can Southern do different this time around than what they did not do the first time around?
They were shut out.
Yep.
So you were shut out. You wasn't able to run the ball. You wasn't able to pass the ball. So what you can't do is allow JSU to dictate the circumstances of the game, which is unfortunate because you just bear witness to what just happened to them with 2 weeks off. Because they had bye weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They had time to prepare to play Grambling. Now they could have been overconfident and thought that, hey, we're gonna beat them. We need to get rid of JSU. So how do you get ready for JSU? Are you gonna play the second quarterback? Why are you doing that? Like, are you gonna play the second quarterback? Like, got a thing for you to do? Because you ain't got no run game. You don't have a run game. Your quarterback is your run game, and you already know to take him away. So what's the next best thing that you can do? Oh, you're gonna go quick game with 2 press corners? So what you gonna quick game with? The tight end, you trying to use him to block so you can run some of your run action. You know, so I think Southern game plan, you got to get Bashan outside the.
Yep. But yeah, second time around, man, like I said, look, y'all already know 2022 SWAC championship game in Jackson, December the 3rd. I think this game
Let's say the outside receivers would run on the numbers. All their routes were on the numbers. Go look at Bowler's catch where he was so hyped. It was on the numbers. Now, what I mean by that is this. If it's on the numbers, where's the DB at? If they're in a trail technique, they're trailing, so you have a place to put the ball over the DB's heads and in a bucket for the receiver. Or you have the receiver just running so bad that he go overrun the play, and your receiver has to open up instead of continuing the route forward where it fall into a bucket. He opens up like it's an out route, but he swing. It's like the swinging door route. You seen Alcorn do that?
Yeah.
Number 14 was doing it religiously. He kept running the swinging door route. He would run like a 9, and then all of a sudden, when it came down to when the ball was in the air, he would swing. He would swing open. Bowler was just better at it than him because Bowler would just sit the DB on his hip and then let the route go to that little bucket, and then he must have been practicing that all week, extend himself to catch it at the last minute, and it would fall like that. So you gonna have to try to mirror or mimic that, and I think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're really gonna try to just push the ball downfield, but they don't have a quarterback that's that accurate. So he's got to be on the move, or he's got to be that accurate, or you got to bring a quick game. So you're gonna have to run some slot screens and stuff like that. And I think that this defense now, because it's a championship game, this defense is willing to do a little bit more than they did all season and show Bashan some stuff he ain't seen before, because they're banking on him to, recognize certain stuff. So I don't know what you do, bro. Can't run the ball, so it's kind of hard.
It is kind of hard to try to run the ball on Jackson State. It's really hard to run the ball on there.
You ain't got Google Voice?
Google Voice? I think I do.
Yeah. I was about to say if you did, you could have had. Well, you ain't got to sync to where you could take a call in.
Nah. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that, if I could do that.
Yeah, you have to open up the thing. It's an app that you gotta open up to be able to do it.
Right.
A program, I mean. But
okay.
yeah, Mr. Ford, if you're still trying to get on, you gotta hit the link, the StreamYard, and then you gotta do it from your cell phone. Of course, I think you got your cell. Yeah, Mr. Ford, just get on your cell phone. Try to join from your cell phone. So Mr. Ford in the chat, just tell him to repost the link. We dropped the link, the reposting the link in there for Mr. Ford. See if he on his cell phone, he can just hit the cell phone and come in. I think usually he'll be watching it from his TV or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. I'm gonna put it like this. Jackson State had a bye week. Of course, we played. Y'all know we played last Saturday against Alcorn, so we haven't had a game. So we had a bye week. I know they go come back tonight to start practice tomorrow. So their whole thing was who was we gonna play? Who we gonna game plan for? Are we gonna game plan for Jackson State? I mean, for Prairie View, or are we gonna game plan for Southern? And like I said, this is all I said this last weekend. I said this last weekend. Prairie View and Texas Southern had one job to do. All they had to do was win the dang on game. Prairie View, you win against Valley, you win. You know what I'm saying? You don't do nothing else. Since Prairie View lost, Texas Southern, all you have to do is just win. You win. You are in. They lost, so it goes right back around back to Southern. And if I'm Prairie View, I'm beating myself I'm beating myself in my own ass because of the simple fact that I gotta rely on somebody else for somebody else to win a game for us to get into a championship game, and where we had it from the jump. And it's kind of funny. Like I said, it's funny because it's the fact that Prairie View had they were the front runners for the Western Division to be theirs. That's it. They had they were the front runners for the West. Because they started out fast. They led the West the whole time. They led the Western Division the whole time this year. And basically, I don't know, they went to bed. They just went to bed. That was it. So my whole thing is, now Jackson State got to play Southern. So now you know what they do. You know what their tendencies are. But they probably were going to throw, I'm going to tell you like this, Southern probably going to throw some wrinkles in there, here and there, that they didn't do in the first game. And hopefully JSU can actually kind of filter that out, because it's going to be like this game. If it's not ugly, if Southern doesn't turn it ugly, this game is going to be a runaway. All right, by Jackson. It's going to be a runaway by Jackson. But if Southern turns this game ugly, it's going to turn into one of those. I'm going to give you a comparison, y'all. It's going to be Marvin Hagler versus Tommy Hearns. Like the first 3 rounds, they're going to be duking it out. They're going to be slugging it out. And somebody going to mess up. They're going to, I kind of have that feeling. But like I said, if Southern doesn't muddy this game up, then it's JSU's to run away with. They run away with it. They run all the way to Atlanta, and we go to the Celebration Bowl. It's point blank. Point blank. Front seven Sonny Boom. Front seven gonna come to play. I don't see why they don't come to play. They always are up for it to come and play. All right, Sean, you back? So I said this. Southern has to turn this game ugly from the start. You have to turn it ugly. Like it has to be so ugly, like your own mama don't want to kiss you. That type of ugly. It had to be so ugly. It's like Shanae type ugly. That's how ugly this game has to be. But I don't know. I don't think it will come. It'll come to that play because I just feel like Dooley is too stubborn to recognize what recognize like any type of you want to switch out QBs if your regular QB ain't doing good, switch them out. But I just feel like he's going to be stubborn to the point where he's going to keep McCray in there. If McCray stinks to join her, he's going to keep him in there. I don't even think he's going to have a quick hook on him. What you think, Sean?
I agree. I agree, man. You hit it on the nose. You know what I'm saying? Bro, just look. This is my take right here. Can Southern's defense stop Jackson State? We saw that before. They got some stops, but then you also saw Jackson State not capitalize on some opportunities. But can Jackson State offense get back on track? And right now, they wasn't on track the Southern game. They wasn't on track the Alcorn game, the A&M game. They haven't been on track. The defense has been on track. But this the time of the year where the defense always shine. So what is the weaknesses for them? The weaknesses is simple. It's Southern can't stop the run.
Yeah.
So your O-line has to be physical and be up for this new challenge. They're not going to lay down. This team's not going to lay down. As a matter of fact, this team is now extra motivated because they're feeling like they let that last game get away based on missed opportunities. So what happens from that? You feel me? What happens from that?
Because the first time the game could have got real ugly. It could have got real ugly. That 35-0 could have been like maybe 49, 50. It could have been that type of game right there.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have. This is where the coulda, woulda, shoulda can end right here. I don't care who hear this. I'm just gonna say this real clear, super clear. Do not expect the same Jackson State team that you saw the last 3 weeks. That's all I'm gonna say.
I feel you. I expect the same thing. You got 2 weeks off. You had Thanksgiving off. You're gonna be back in the lab tomorrow, getting it in. Like, I don't think it's gonna be the same team. It's not. I don't think it's gonna be the same team. I think everybody's gonna have their head on straight when they come back because they ready. They you know what I'm saying. They've been itching to try to play somebody. They haven't played in 2 weeks. They've been itching to try to hit somebody. But you already know they about to try to punch these boys.
I'm finna tell you right now. I'm finna tell you this right now.
Yeah.
Shador go for 300. He go for 300, probably about like 325. He get back on track. He gonna throw for like 325. He had 200 something against Alcorn, and that was against the blitz and all of that. So you're gonna see him play better against the blitz against this team because of what happened the last game, the cheap shots at him. You know what I'm saying? By Lane, the video, like he has additional motivation this game that can, you know what I mean, get him going. Although he don't need it, but it's got to be that way. So I just expect to see a better Shedeur Sanders, man.
Yeah.
I expect to see that, but I expect this defense. Hold up. Let me tell you what else I expect.
What do you expect?
Who's on an interception streak and touchdown streak right now on the team?
Travis.
Okay. So watch Travis get a pick. Watch Travis get a touchdown. He might even go 2 touchdowns. But I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna tell you that Willie Gaines, and Kevin Coleman set it off.
Yeah, they
set it off. I'm talking about Kevin Coleman might take it back at the beginning of the game. Like, let me go on and get in this end zone, set it off. Without no penalty this time.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of rise him on that last.
That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling, bro. I just feel like this is the game. You at home. You know what I mean? This is one game that you had on your schedule. You had on your schedule, and you knew you needed to make it happen. You need that?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Let me.
I'm gonna ask this question about Miss Johnson. She's asked us, do you believe all of this Colorado talk can be a big distraction for JSU players? It can be a big distraction, but I feel like these boys got their heads on straight. And then too, I feel like Coach Prime is actually telling them up front about what he's doing, about what's going on. I ain't gonna say it's their speculation because the story was written out that USF and Colorado has been talking to him.
Yeah, Colorado made an offer.
They made the offer. Now he can say, yay, I'll take that offer, or he can say, nay, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Some people assume that he already signed, but they ain't making it public until after the celebration ball. Some people
think about that, but I don't feel like, to me, I just feel like he is more to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more to it. I don't until like you hear from ESPN or whoever, Sports Illustrated, whatever type news outlet that you get your sports news from, until he say, I'm leaving Jackson and I'm going to such and such place, then we could get rid of all the speculation because he's at Jackson right now. He is still the head coach of Jackson State University. Okay? Just let everybody understand that and know this. He is still the head coach of Jackson State University. If he is going to leave, he's not going to do it right now. That is a big total distraction from what he has set his sights on since last year at the end of the Celebration Bowl. Point blank. That's it. And for everybody that's wishing that, I understand that it's good for him. And like he said, he doesn't need the money. He's basically well off. He's not, not wanting for nothing, but he wants his assistants to be comfortable. He wants his assistants to get paid. Now, like I said, he could use this, and he could say no, and he's using this for leverage for Jackson State. If Ashley Robinson and whoever else is trying to write that check for his assistants and for him, then you're not gonna see him go nowhere. But like I said, till he say I'm resigning as coach of Jackson State University, and I'm going to accept the position at such school. Now, for all those people who just want to run, basically run them off. Okay, y'all want to run them off?
They need to run them off.
That I'm sorry that he came into the SWAC and started kicking y'all ass. I'm sorry. You might want to do better with what you doing. I'm gonna just say it just like that. 100%. You might want to do better with what you doing.
Listen, man.
Could I say it again? You might want to get better at what you doing.
Look, bro. People need them out of the SWAC because they don't like losing to teams, and then they don't like the fact that the players are coming now and how much attention that's going in that direction. It's more so hate. It don't have nothing to do with anything. And then they make these sub excuses. Well, they got all that talent, but they ain't playing nobody. Or they keep moving a goalpost in this conversation that doesn't need a goalpost to be moved. Here's the issue. You take issue with the attention that JSU get because no one else gets that attention and y'all feel like y'all doing something. Then you feel like you're doing something else because they don't blow you out by 50 or they ain't blowing everybody else out by 50 because that's the new criteria. Well, guess what? When JSU whoop teams' ass, it's always because teams act like or thought that they were in the game the last time they played JSU. That motivates them. That's what gets them up, and then that's what gets your ass whooped. So Alabama State got one coming. Yep. Southern got one coming because they still feel like even though they didn't score last game, that there were some plays that they left out there on the field that they could have been made. They are about to really take this personal. And I just feel sorry for everybody. It's okay. Now they go and win the Celebration Bowl. You're going to say, well, you didn't play South Carolina State. Guess what? They will play South Carolina State in Atlanta in 2023. Hold your horses. Now, if Prime doesn't take the job, the whole SWAC is pissed again. If he takes the job,
the SWAC, Jackson State gonna be pissed.
Gonna be pissed. Jay State gonna be pissed. But the SWAC will go back to just being the SWAC. You won't have that much attention unless Ashley lands with the right hire. The only person that I can think of right now that can give some type of shock value, not even shock value like Prime is only one Prime, but can maintain something similar to that recruiting wise is Mentor. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep saying that.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one too. If I'm Ashley, I'm on the phone with Mike Mentor right now, just so you can have some sort of succession plan when Prime leaves. You already know Mike. He can recruit his ass off. Just see even though he can recruit his ass off. He was at Campbell. He's at Campbell. He's taking three-star athletes, players from high school and turning them into Division I players. Turn them into Division I players. But yeah, man. Mr. Campbell said, you know what I'm saying, no real HBCU SWAC fan wants in the league. We want to beat them. And let's be clear, it has been proven they can be beaten. The good just you is good for all HBCU football. And I believe him. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah. They have been proven that they can be beat 2 years ago.
2 years ago. When he first got there, he went 4-3.
I think they proved that they can beat themselves. I don't think that anyone else has proven that they actually could beat them yet. Now we'll give some teams credit. They might have a good series or they might have a good drive against JSU, and they might do some things defensively that might get into that offense. But when the game really is on the line, it just seems like they always making the plays.
True.
They always making the plays, but but I'm with you though. I'm with Mr. Campbell. I want him a real fan. You want him to stay because you want that shot. And there's some people out there that really do think that they do have that shot to take that blow back and then deal with how they're supposed to deal with it. And that should be everybody's confidence. Period. That should be everybody's confidence. Unfortunately, for some people, it's not. But however, I still, I still think that we ain't seen the best JSU yet.
Right.
Forget the FAMU game. I don't think that we seen the best JSU yet. So
I think I feel like the best JSU game that we played was. Can I say Bethune?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, everybody keeps saying FAMU because of the score, but I don't even think that that's the case. I think they capitalized off opportunities that game that they haven't capitalized off of any other time. So I'm saying that the offense gets back on track because they'll be able to reestablish the run. Or does Southern commit to trying to take away the run and then running a little soft coverage or whatever? It's a give or take. I don't think that you give Shador that time to really pick you apart. If they come out and dictate, if they're able to dictate to their defense in the first few drives, the game is over in the first and second quarter. It's for all the marbles, bro. Ain't no pressure. Ain't no but a celebration bowl next. Southern ain't got nothing to lose. They bagged their way into it. You freeze up.
Nah, I ain't freeze up.
Yeah, Southern feel like they ain't got nothing to lose. They backdoored into it. Come on, man. Look at what they circumstance. 6-4, 7-14. They was in a 4-way tie. A 4-way tie to go to the SWAC ship. All them people lost. It is what it is.
Mr. Kevin put it in there. I understand. You take Shador out Jackson State, the whole conference looks, we look average. You talk about Jackson State, we look average.
I don't know, Mr. Campbell. Shador. That means Shador is special. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Campbell. I don't think the team looks average. That defense is still by far. The run game is there, but I just think they got the wrong backup in. They could have. I think they had a better choice with Sunshine than the other guy. You know what I mean? I don't even like his throwing motion. But you can go with Nugget, brother. You can try to see what he can do because he can push the ball. You know what I'm saying? And he agile with his feet. But I don't know. Yeah. I get it. I ain't gonna argue against that, Mr. Campbell. You're right. You take him out. You seen how they dipped. So that was a big thing about that. So it's all about that. I don't think Southern can take him out the game though.
Nah.
I don't think Southern gonna get an opportunity to take him out the game because he gonna be there locked in. Well, I hope he there locked in. Sure.
His protector is gonna be right there. His protector is who is it? Evan Henry? Not Evan Henry. It was his protector is Willis Patrick. And Evan Henry, like you see him, you see Evan Henry, like bro, they connected. And Travis, they all connected at the hip. So, you won't see Shador get. It's a couple things you don't see Shador do. You don't see him really get rattled, and you don't see him get, nobody trying to put him out the game. But other than that, man, like I said, it's going to be it'll be a good game, but we already know what it's going to be like. We already know how it's going to be.
Mr. Campbell, the Southern score. How many points Southern scored this game?
Oh yeah, he's top 5 all-time SWAC QB. I believe it. Said a maximum 10.
What did he say?
He said 10. A max of 10.
Maximum 10. You being generous.
It is being generous.
You being generous. I still think they got the same problems. What changed from this week than the other week? I think their problems increased.
They do got the same, to me. They do got the same problem. The problem is under the center, McCray. That's it. That's it. But yeah, man. Another thing, man. I'm gonna talk about this one, and then I'm gonna shut it down for the night. Man, look, it was a great run for Benedict College, y'all. But I watched part of this game. This game was on HBCU League Pass Plus, and I watched part of it, and I just felt like Wingate basically kind of jumped on them ahead in the game, and Benedict, they didn't score until like early in the fourth quarter. But they did make the game interesting. But Benedict suffered their first loss of the season, and they are out of the D playoffs. So basically, man, hopefully that this team comes back. Hopefully they find a way to keep
Go behind
Coach
that counter.
Berry.
I might have to look at
Bring these groceries up.
1880, 1850.
Kind of they basically hopefully they keep Chennisberry. I just want to make sure they do what they do, and like I said, it was a good year that they had though. And he did kind of play. He kind of played. Eric Phoenix did not look good today, and I think that would be one of the things that they would improve on in the offseason to improve on the quarterback play for Benedict. Try to give it some more offense. They have a damn good rushing attack, but I feel like they could add more in the air with a with a great QB that they have. It might happen. You never know. They might go down there and talk to him because you gotta realize, man, Benedict was like 4-7, 5-6, or something like that last season, and they went 11-0. They won the SIAC. They had the first round bye in the playoffs, and I mean they made school history. So I can't even. I don't know. I would go with it. I would look at him. I would go look at him, but there's some other names that might be going out there to they're gonna try to find to become a coach. Like, I wouldn't mind them going after TC Taylor. I mean, I feel like he's proven to be, he could be a head coach. Hey, it's all basically, like I said, it's all who want to take that job though. But yeah, man. Great weekend, great week. Football that I got to watch. So basically, man, look, next week we about to be full. I'm gonna be back on regular schedule because Black Friday will be over and done with this weekend tomorrow. I don't think he did, Edwin. I don't know. I don't think he did. But starting Sunday, man. We about to go full. We about to go full blast for the SWAC championship game. I'll be back off Tuesday. So Tuesday we'll look at we'll break down some film. Southern, what we saw from the Grambling game, from the Bayou Classic, don't matter. What we saw from the Bayou Classic, what we think we saw different, what we seen before, what we haven't seen. So we're gonna go in, man. We're gonna go in and do full. We're gonna go into full blown championship mode, y'all. So Monday is gonna be Monday night review. Tuesday is film breakdown. Wednesday, I don't know. I might do something because I didn't do anything this past week. I might stay on my same schedule. Wednesday, I'll probably be off. Thursday, it will be the actual preview of the game. Friday is DI Love Friday, the SWAC Championship Edition. So all Jackson State alum, near and far, y'all come on to the stream on Friday night at 8 o'clock. We're going to have some fun. We're going to turn up. We're going to do a lot of things, y'all, okay? And then, like I said, starting December the 1st, we have the sweepstakes for the subscribers. And like I said, I'll go more into detail on that next week when we actually start it up. So, hey, Sean, you got anything going on this for next week?
Nah, man, just kick Southern ass, bro. That's all I want. Whoever Southern fan, man, let's bet some money. Let's bet some money, bro. Don't run from it. Run to it. Hey, get the bag. Get the bag, bro. Where y'all at? Let's bet.
Thursday gonna be game. It's gonna be Thursday is gonna be score predictions. Gonna give you prediction of your score, man, for Thursday. And we gonna be Friday. We're gonna do I Love Friday, and then Saturday, y'all already know, live post game show, man. We're gonna turn up though. We're gonna turn up, and then whoever goes represents the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl, I'm gonna start covering for that. So I'm doing it to full mode, and then also, like I said, I'm gonna start covering HBCU basketball. So there's going to be a game on Thursday night. I think Paul Quinn is taking on, let me see, I have their schedule right now. So
I just seen Mr. Campbell comment. Yeah, I agree with it. What he said, should do a top 5 all-time SWAC QB.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he separated himself, and you saw how really important he was. But if Southern, and I just got this feeling that Southern's going to allow. They just gave up 200 yards on the ground, bro. And Grambling offensive line is not that stout. They had a lot of holes, and they had a quarterback who couldn't make any throws. And and I think Southern has a little bit more respect for GSU offense than they do Grambling. And if they still playing at 7 or 8 or 10 yards off, they just subject themselves to getting beat underneath until they come up. And if they come up, you got Willie and you got Coleman. I'm waiting to see Coleman and Willie like stamp the game. I'm waiting on that to happen. I think that's big time. But I also think they got to get Travis in the game. And if they can, I don't think that they get him singled up on man to man. I still think they're gonna have that safety high. But then if they do that, you got to put Coleman on the side with him so he can work one-on-one in that slot against a nickelback. And I think that's where you got some advantages at. It all just depends, man. I just think that Brett Bartolone got to come out and coach a hell of a game, bro. It's gonna be an interesting game this week. I don't think it play out like it did the last time, I think the weather is not going to be that extreme. Like we ain't get no weather delay. Like we gonna get the game straight through. And Wilkinson will eat again. That run getting
Yeah.
reestablished. You can believe that.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Can
So
the defense can the defense force turnovers early in the game and instead of in other periods of the game? And I think that's key because last time they had some opportunities to turn Bashan over and they didn't turn them over enough. So this is good. This is good prep. Good prep. Jazz, you just can't be cocky, man.
So we'll take all this into account this week for next week, man. So we can start on the show. So we're gonna do that film breakdown on Tuesday. Like I said, man, I'm gonna go to this game on next Thursday. Paul Quinn is taking on Texas College here in Dallas for basketball. So, man, I'm gonna cover that, do some little recording and taping, and bring some, you know what I'm saying, try to bring some little content to that, man. But other than that, man, look, we getting ready for the Celebration Bowl next week. That's it, and that's all. That's it, and that's all. We're gonna be back on Monday. Monday is the HBCU Monday Night Review. So, man, everybody just tune in. Everybody tune in for that on Monday, and then we're gonna keep this train going. But that's my boy Sean. I'm your boy Doc Holiday, man. In the meantime, between time, man, y'all have a safe and blessed weekend. Don't eat too much turkey like for this weekend because I know we're gonna be all burnt out. But man, y'all stay safe, y'all stay blessed, and y'all stay dangerous. Peace.